Hey everyone, welcome back. So after learning about the errors that do not affect the balancing of trial balance, in this video we'll be learning about the errors that do affect the balancing of trial balance, right? So yes, this is true that not every time a business will make such errors which will not affect the trial balance. In other words, this means that if such errors are there in your trial balance, in your T accounts, in your ledgers, so your debit side will not equal with the credit side. Now let's learn about some of the examples of such errors where your trial balance will reveal these errors. So the first example is that if a single entry is made for a transaction. What do I mean by single entry? Single entry, for instance, if cash sales 200 are recorded in the cash book only. Originally this should have been recorded as cash debit 200 and sales credit 200. However, what is done? What is the error? These are only recorded in the cash book. This means that the credit part of the double entry is not made. So because of that, your sales will be understated by 200. This means that your credit side will be understated by 200. So this error will be revealed by the trial balance as just a single entry is made for the transaction. Similarly, another example would be if the debit and credit entry for a transaction is made with two different amounts. So in this example, you have completed the double entry, but the amounts on both the accounts are different. For example, cash sales 200 recorded correctly in the cash book. So cash book has been correctly debited by 200, which was the correct value. However, posted in the sales account as just 20 and not 200. So again, in this example as well, your sales will be under recorded or understated by how much? By the difference, that is 180. Why 180? Because out of 200, 20 has been recorded, but 180 is not yet recorded. And since the amount recorded for that transaction in both the accounts is different, this error will be revealed by the trial balance as the entry is not balancing, right? Third example would be wrong balance is calculated for an account. So we know that after the preparation of the accounts at the month end, we total the accounts and we extract the balances for certain accounts. So if we have not calculated that account properly and we have taken forward the wrong figure, again that will be revealed by the trial balance because the error would be in just one account and it will be revealed. For example, purchases shown as 600 instead of 500, right? So the correct value was 500. However, we have shown that as 600 in the trial balance. So because of that, my debit side, because purchases are shown on the debit side of trial balance, will be overstated by $100 and my credit side will be lower by $100. So this will again be revealed. Another example would be a transaction that is in both the accounts is either completely debited or credited, right? For example, cash purchases 200 are recorded as purchases debit and cash credit. Okay, so how this should have been originally recorded? Purchases should have been debited by 200 as it is being debited right now, and cash should have been credited, right? Cash is decreasing, so it should have been credited. However, we have recorded both the accounts on the debit side. So this is another example of an error which will be revealed by the trial balance. Now what will happen? Because of recording this like this, purchases are correctly recorded, no problem in the purchases account, but the problem is in just one account, that is cash. Instead of decreasing it, we have increased it, and because of that, again our debit side of the trial balance will be overstated and it will be revealed by the trial balance. So these are few of the examples of errors that do affect the balancing of trial balance, right? So if such errors are there in the trial balance, what actually happens is that, for instance, this is just an example of a trial balance, right? We have non-current assets, current assets, capital purchases, inventory, liabilities and sales. So if you total the debit side, this will come as 16,500. However, the credit side total is just 13,000. So this means that there are errors in the accounts in the trial balance, of course, right? So just for the sake of balancing trial balance and then further preparing the financial statements, that is income statement and SOFP, we have to temporarily balance the trial balance, right? We cannot just hold everything over there and start finding out the errors. We have to balance the trial balance, and for that we insert an account with the name of suspense account in the trial balance with the difference between these two values. So 16,500 less 3,000 would be less 13,000 would be 3,500, a shortage on the credit side, right? So this value will be inserted on the shorter side with the name of suspense account. And then after we have balanced the trial balance, we will then proceed with the preparation of financial statements, and then simultaneously we will be looking for errors to be corrected in the accounts and of course in the trial balance as well, right? So what have we learned so far in this video? We have learned that if there is a difference in the trial balance, either on whichever the side is, that will be entered in the suspense account, a new account that is opened to balance the trial balance, right? And this is a temporary account, that is, it is prepared for a short term until all the errors or all the differences have been found and they have been corrected, of course, through the suspense account. How? We will be learning that in the next video as well, right? So after the errors are corrected, they are located, they are corrected through the suspense account, the suspense account is closed off. Why? Because it is a short term or a temporary account, and ideally there should then remain no balance in the suspense account after the correction of all the errors in the accounts, right? So this was all about suspense account. How do we correct such errors and how do we prepare the suspense account? That we'll be learning about in the next video. So see you there.